The station drifted alone in the dark like a forgotten screw floating in deep water. It was small, old, and quiet. Most ships that passed through the belt never even noticed it. Its name was Rockfall Station, but the workers simply called it Rock. It hung between slow spinning asteroids and thin clouds of silver dust. Long metal arms stretched out from it and drilled into the rocks. The station broke stone, melted metal, and packed ore into boxes for cargo ships that came only once every few months. Nothing exciting ever happened there. That was why the company sent only 6 people. Aaron worked the night shift. He was not a soldier or a scientist. He was just a mechanic. Daka, Zuria, Zuria, Zuria. He fixed doors that jammed, pipes that leaked, and old machines that made strange sounds. He liked the quiet. The silence of space felt clean to him. During the night cycle, the station lights were dim. Most people slept in their rooms. Only the soft hum of engines and the slow ticking of cooling metal filled the halls. Aaron floated down the main corridor with his boots magnetized to the floor. He carried a small tool case and a cup of cold coffee. A vent fan near the cargo bay had stopped spinning. That was his job for the night. Easy work. He opened the wall panel and tapped the fan with a wrench. The fan started again with a weak buzz. He smiled.
Easy night, he thought. His wrist screen showed the time.
3 more hours until rest. He walked toward the cargo bay to check the loaders. The big room was mostly empty. Only a few metal crates sat near the far wall. The ceiling was high and covered in pipes. Yellow lights flickered. Everything looked normal. Too normal. The silence felt heavy. He did not know why, but his neck felt cold, like someone was watching him. He shook his head. Too many late shifts, he thought. Then it happened. A deep boom shook the entire station. The floor jumped under his boots. The lights flashed white. For 1 second, all sound stopped. Then metal screamed. Something huge hit the station from above. Aaron fell to one knee. His coffee cup rolled away and spilled across the floor. What was that? He muttered. The alarm should have sounded, but nothing happened. No sirens. No warning lights. That scared him more than the crash. He ran to the wall console and checked the outer sensors. Nothing. No ship. No debris field. No asteroid impact. The radar showed empty space. He pressed the comm button. Mira, you awake? Static. Up-talk. Then her sleepy voice answered, Yeah. Felt that. You break something again? Not me, Aaron said. Cargo bay. Big hit. Sensors show nothing. There was a pause. I'm coming, she said. A minute later, Mira entered the bay, pulling on her jacket. Her hair was tied back in a messy knot. She carried a small scanner. Behind her came Holt, older and wider, still half asleep and grumpy. If this is another loose crate, I swear. He stopped talking. All 3 of them stared at the center of the cargo floor. The metal plating was bent inward like something had punched through it. Smoke rose slowly from the hole. Sparks jumped from broken wires, and half buried in the floor was a dark object, shaped like an egg. It was about the size of a small car. Its surface was smooth and black, but thin blue lines glowed across it like veins. It did not look human. It did not look like anything they had ever seen. Holt spoke first. That's not ours. No, Mira said softly. The object hissed. A crack opened along its side. Steam rushed out. Aaron's heart beat faster. "Is it a pod?" he asked. "Looks like one," Mira said.
But from what? Holt stepped back. "We call command."
"Now 86 hours away by signal," Aaron said, "and the relay has been bad all week. Then we hide." Holt snapped. "Whatever that is, I don't want it on my shift report." The crack grew wider. Metal plates slid apart with a slow, grinding sound. Something moved inside. All three froze. Aaron felt his mouth go dry. A hand fell out. Long. Covered in dark armor. Not human. The fingers were thin and strong, ending in sharp tips like claws. The hand hit the floor and did not move. Then the rest of the body slid out. It dropped heavily onto the metal with a loud clang. For a moment, nobody breathed. The figure lay face down. Tall, much taller than any of them, covered head to toe in heavy armor that looked burned and broken. The armor was not shiny like new tech. It was scratched, cracked, and blackened like it had seen many battles. One shoulder plate was missing. Under it, dark red blood slowly dripped. Mira whispered, That's a person." "Not our kind," Holt said. The helmet turned slightly. A faint light blinked on its side, then went dark. It was not moving. Dead, maybe. Aaron took one slow step forward. "Don't," Holt said. "Could be dangerous." "It crashed," Aaron said. "If it wanted to attack, it already would." "You don't know that." Each step felt heavy. He stopped a few feet away. Up close, the armor looked even stranger. Symbols were carved into it. Not letters, not numbers, shapes he could not understand. The metal felt warm, like it was alive. He knelt beside the figure. There was a low sound coming from inside the helmet, a weak breathing sound. "It's alive," he said. Mira moved closer. Her hands shook a little. "Mira, we can't just leave it." "Yes, we can," Holt said fast. "We lock the bay and wait for help." "It'll die," she said. Holt did not answer. They all stared at the motionless warrior. Aaron felt something twist inside his chest. It looked like a soldier, like someone who had fought too much, someone who had run out of strength. Not a monster, just tired. He swallowed. "Should I call someone?" he asked quietly. "No," one answered. At that moment, the lights flickered, once, twice. Then the entire cargo bay went dark for a second before the red emergency lights came on. A deep clunk echoed through the station. The main doors slammed shut automatically. "What did you do?" Holt said. "I didn't touch anything," Mira said. Aaron ran to the console. "Systems are locking down by themselves," he said. "It's not me." The screens showed errors, unknown signals, interference from outside. "Something's jamming us," he said. The station shuddered again. A soft tapping noise came from the outer hull. Tap, 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 like metal insects crawling. All three looked up slowly. From every side, Mira's voice dropped to a whisper.
"That's not debris." "No," Aaron said. "It's not." Behind them, the armored figure twitched.
The helmet turned a little, one eye lit up with pale blue light. The alien lifted its head just enough to look at them. For 1 second, Aaron saw his reflection in the visor. Then a weak voice came out, rough and broken. "Hide!" "Me?" The head dropped again. Silence returned. But the tapping outside grew louder. Something was coming. and it was not friendly. Aaron stared at the fallen warrior. Whatever chased her had followed her here, to their small, forgotten station. To their quiet lives, nothing would be normal after this. He already knew that. He tightened his grip on his tool case and looked at Mira and Holt. "We can't leave her here," he said. Another loud bang hit the hull. Closer this time.
"Metal!" screamed.
Something sharp began cutting through the airlock door. The first sparks fell like tiny stars. Holt whispered, "They're boarding us." Aaron nodded slowly. The quiet night was gone. War had just knocked on their door, and it had landed right on their floor. The station trembled again as another impact hit the outer hull. Sparks rained down from the ceiling pipes, and the air smelled like burned metal. Aaron, Mira, and Holt stayed crouched behind the fallen crates, staring at the armored alien. She lay still, her chest rising and falling slowly, her breath uneven, but alive. Mira checked her small scanner and whispered, "Her vital signs are weak. We need to move her to the med bay. It's the only safe place left." They lifted the alien together, awkwardly balancing her weight. The armor was heavy, and parts of it felt almost alive under their hands, pulsing faintly. Sparks danced across her broken plates as they carried her through the hallways. Every step echoed. The station groaned and shifted, reacting to the unseen threat outside. Hull tried to open the comms to Earth. The screen flashed red. No signal. Blocked. "Something's jamming us," he muttered, frustrated. "We're alone." Aaron felt a chill crawl over him. Alone in space, with a wounded alien soldier in their care, and something hunting them. The thought made his stomach twist. The med bay smelled of antiseptic and cold metal. Aaron and Mira carefully laid the alien down on the bed. She groaned softly, her body trembling. Aaron pulled up the armor flap near her shoulder and gasped. Scars covered her skin, and beneath them, strange implants glowed faintly. She was not fully organic, not fully machine, yet alive in a way he had never seen. Mira stepped back, whispering, She's been through wars. She's not new to fighting." Suddenly a loud bang reverberated through the walls. The station shook violently. The outer hull had been hit again. Sparks flew from the conduits. Aaron and Myra froze. Holt gritted his teeth. "They're trying to get in," he said. "Whatever it is, it knows she's here." The alien's helmet twitched slightly. A faint sound, almost like a hiss, came from inside. Aaron leaned closer, heart pounding. "Hide." "Me," she whispered, just enough for him to hear. Someone, or something, was outside, hunting her specifically. He glanced at Holt and Mira. "We have to protect her." Holt shook his head. "This isn't our fight. We should lock down and wait for rescue." Mira's eyes were wide. "She can't survive out there alone. We can't just leave her." Aaron felt a surge of resolve. "We stay."
"We help her. That's all we can do."
Outside, the tapping noises grew louder, sharper. Metal scraping against metal. The emergency lights cast long red shadows along the walls. The station's automated doors creaked and locked randomly, closing off corridors, separating them from the rest of the station. The sense of being trapped was heavy in the air. They worked quickly. Mira scanned the alien's armor and found a weak energy source embedded inside her chest plate. It pulsed faintly, almost like a heartbeat. "What is this?" she asked, astonished. Aaron shook his head. Some kind of implant. Military tech, I think. Definitely not ours. Maybe it keeps her alive, or tracks her. Holt frowned. Tracking? You mean they know where she is? Aaron looked grim. Yes, that's why they're here. Another violent bang rattled the walls. Sparks flew. The airlock was being tested, pried apart by something outside. Aaron checked the hall sensors. Small shapes moved across the hull, fast, mechanical, and precise. They were not human. They're drones, he said, voice low, searching for her. We need weapons. Aaron looked around. Mining tools, loose wires, fire extinguishers. Not much, but it could work. Holt sighed, exasperated. We're not soldiers. This is insane. Aaron met his gaze. We survive by being smart, not by being strong.
Ah, that's all we have.
They prepared quickly, setting small traps along the corridor. Loose wires, tripped sensors, fire extinguishers were ready to spray, and spare panels could fall on anyone or anything that tried to get through. The alien stirred again, lifting her head. Her visor glowed faintly. She looked at them with eyes that were both strange and human. Her voice was soft, broken, but urgent.
Danger.
Follow, she said. Holt stepped back, uneasy. I don't like this. We should lock her in the med bay and wait.
No. If we do that, they'll destroy her.
We move, and we fight smart. The tapping outside grew louder. One of the small drones had forced open a secondary airlock. Sparks flew as its metal claws scraped against the floor. It entered the corridor silently, scanning everything with red lights. Its movements were sharp, mechanical, precise. Aaron's heart raced. Stay low, he whispered. The alien, despite her injuries, lifted herself onto one knee. Her armor hissed faintly. The glow in her visor intensified. Then, in a motion too fast to follow, she swiped her arm, sending the drone flying into a wall. Sparks exploded. Mira gasped. She's strong, even hurt. Holt blinked, speechless. What is she? Aaron looked at her, determination in his eyes. She's not ours, but she needs us. That's enough. The station shuddered as more taps came from outside. Drones, hundreds maybe, were approaching, scanning, searching. The alien groaned softly and collapsed back onto the medbed. Her strength was not infinite. We have to move her further, Mira said. Aaron shook his head.
No. We hold here.
We fight until we can't anymore. The drones began entering the main corridor. They moved fast, their red sensors sweeping every corner. Aaron triggered the first trap. A fire extinguisher flew off its mount, spraying foam that shorted the sensors of one drone. Sparks and smoke filled the air. Mira hurled a metal pipe at another drone. It spun, hit the wall, and fell apart. Holt ducked behind a crate, shaking, but he helped set more traps. His hands were clumsy, but desperate effort counted. Through it all, the alien watched. She breathed heavily, her body trembling, but her eyes followed every move. Her visor blinked as if processing, calculating. A drone leaped forward faster than expected. Aaron grabbed it, yanked it into a trapwire, and it exploded in a flash of sparks. Another hit the floor near Mira. She kicked it, sending it sliding across the room. The alien's armor hissed, and before anyone could react, she stood. Pain etched across her movements, but speed and precision came anyway. She struck with fists and elbows, metal clashing, sparks flying. The humans were stunned. She was no longer just a machine or soldier. She was alive, and she was fighting for them. Another drone approached from the hall. Mira tripped it with a cable. Holt smashed it with a wrench. Aaron launched a heavy crate, pinning it against the wall. The alien paused, panting, and spoke in broken words. "Move. Quickly, plan." Aaron nodded. "We'll follow. Just stay alive." She swayed, injured, but her armor glowed faintly. Her eyes scanned the corridor. Every red sensor, every drone movement, every weak point, it was all memorized in a second. Then, the worst sound came, a high-pitched signal. The tracker inside her chest plate activated. A beam shot out into space. Far away, an unknown ship would receive it. Reinforcements, a whole army, could arrive within hours. Mira froze. It called them. They'll know exactly where she is.
We're screwed.
Aaron clenched his fists. No.
We survive. We fight smart.
That's all we have. The drones began to regroup, drawn by the signal. Red lights reflected off the walls. Sparks flew. Smoke hung in the air. The alien's visor glowed brighter. She whispered again, "They follow you."
Aaron looked at her, determination hardening. "Then we hold them off."
No matter what. The alien struck it down with a strength that shocked them all. Sparks flew from metal armor colliding. The station groaned. The walls shook. The hum of machinery grew louder, threatening to fail at any moment. Aaron, Mira, and Holt fought alongside her. Not soldiers, not warriors, just humans trying to survive. Every strike, every trap, every step mattered. And in the midst of chaos, they realized something. The alien was not just a stranger. She was someone who had chosen to survive, to fight, to live. And for some reason, they were bound to her now. The emergency lights painted the corridor red. Smoke swirled around them. Sparks flew. Drones advanced. And still the alien whispered, almost to herself, almost to them, "Hide me." The words echoed in Aaron's mind. They were the start of something bigger, something none of them could escape. Outside, more taps rang against the hull. Something stronger, something larger, was approaching. And the station, once quiet and lonely, had become the battleground of a war they had never asked for. The station shook again as another hit struck the outer walls. Sparks rained from the ceiling conduits, and the hum of machinery faltered, then stabilized. Aaron, Mira, and Holt crouched behind the overturned cargo crates, glancing at the alien warrior. She lay motionless on the medbed, her breathing slow but steady. Every rise and fall of her chest seemed to carry the weight of the battles she had survived. Mira checked the scanner again. "Her heart rate is weak," she said.
We need to keep her stable. Aaron nodded. We do that, but we also need to think about defense.
"They won't stop," Holt groaned. "I still say we leave her here and seal the doors. We're not fighters." Aaron looked at him with steady eyes. "We are now. This isn't just about us anymore. This is about saving someone who can't do it alone." The alien stirred slightly, her visor blinking faintly. She raised her head and muttered a low, broken phrase. Danger. Everywhere. Aaron felt a chill. Outside, the tapping noises grew louder, sharper. Something, or many things, were moving across the hull. The red emergency lights flickered, casting long, threatening shadows along the walls. "We can't let them corner us," Aaron said. "We have to set traps, block paths, slow them down." Mira and Holt worked quickly, using whatever they could find. Loose wires dangled from the ceiling. Fire extinguishers were ready to spray, crates and metal panels were stacked to create obstacles. Every corner, every corridor could become a defensive point. The alien's chest plate pulsed faintly as if reacting to their actions. Aaron realized that the implant inside her armor was alive in some way. Sensing the danger, he stepped closer. "Can you move?" he asked softly. She lifted herself onto one elbow, her armor creaking. "Yes, fight. Must," she said. Her voice was weak but filled with determination. Suddenly, a sharp bang echoed through the hall. Sparks flew as a small drone forced open a secondary airlock. Its metal claws scraped the floor, and red sensors scanned the room. "Here they come," Aaron whispered. The alien reacted before anyone else could. Even wounded, she sprang to her feet with surprising speed. Her fists and elbows struck the drone with precision, sending it crashing into the wall. Sparks exploded, and a piece of its metal body fell to the floor smoking. Mira gasped. She's incredible. Even hurt. What is she? Some kind of weapon?" Aaron shook his head.
No, she's alive.
"She's fighting for herself, and now for us. That's enough." More drones entered. They moved fast, silent, scanning everything with red lights. Aaron activated the first trap. A hanging metal panel swung down, crushing one drone against the wall. Sparks flew, smoke filled the corridor. Mira grabbed a loose pipe and swung at another drone. It toppled over, its sensors broken. Holt threw a crate, pinning another. Together they bought themselves a few precious seconds. The alien paused, panting, then looked at them. Her visor glowed faintly. "Plan now, move," she said. Aaron nodded. "We follow." "We stay together. We fight smart." They moved carefully, backing the alien toward a safer area near the reactor. The corridor was narrow, and the drones pressed in. Every step was a challenge. Sparks flew as metal clashed against metal. Smoke filled the hall. The red lights made everything look strange and threatening. A drone leaped forward faster than expected. Mira tripped it with a cable. Holt smashed it with a wrench. Aaron threw a heavy crate, pinning it against the wall. The alien's visor glowed brighter. She struck with speed and accuracy, knocking another drone into the wall. Sparks flew, and the humans could feel the heat of metal on metal. The station shuddered violently as another impact hit the outer hull. The walls groaned, and the floor vibrated under their feet. Aaron glanced at the alien. Her strength was incredible, but she was clearly struggling. Every movement seemed painful, yet she did not stop. "We need to keep moving," Aaron said. "They'll overwhelm us if we stay here too long." Mira nodded, setting another trap. Holt hesitated but followed. "I don't like this," he muttered, "but we don't have a choice." The drones advanced, scanning, calculating, attacking. Sparks flew everywhere. Smoke hung thick in the air. The alien struck again, faster than anything they had seen. She moved with precision, taking down one drone after another. The humans worked alongside her, their traps and tools making up for their lack of skill. Then the worst sound came. A high-pitched signal. The implant in her chest plate activated. A beam shot into space, sending a signal to faraway forces. The humans froze. Reinforcements could be on their way, and they would arrive fast. They'll know where she is, Mira whispered, fear in her voice. Holt cursed under his breath. We're doomed. Aaron clenched his fists. No. We survive, we fight smart. That's all we have. The drones regrouped, drawn to the signal. Red lights swept the corridor, reflecting off the walls. Sparks flew. Smoke thickened. The alien whispered again, almost to herself, almost to them. Hide. Me. The words echoed in their minds, heavy with meaning. Hide. They were protecting someone who had survived countless battles, someone who needed them now. Another drone lunged forward. The alien struck it down with strength and speed that stunned the humans. Sparks flew. Smoke filled the room. The station groaned. Walls shaking. Machinery hummed and faltered. Aaron, Mira, and Holt fought with everything they had. Not as soldiers, but as humans trying to survive. Every strike, every trap, every decision mattered. Through it all, the alien watched, calculated, and struck. She was not just a machine or a soldier. She was alive, fighting alongside them. The emergency lights painted the corridor red. Sparks flew from broken metal. Smoke swirled in the air. The drones advanced, and still the alien whispered, "Hide me." The words carried the weight of urgency, fear, and hope, all at once. Outside, the tapping against the hull grew louder. Something larger was coming. Something stronger. The station, once quiet and lonely, had become a battlefield. Aaron realized that they were no longer just miners. They were protectors. They were part of a fight that they had never chosen but could not avoid. The alien warrior, injured and glowing faintly in her armor, stood at the center of it all. And the humans knew one thing for certain. Nothing would ever be the same again. The battle had just begun. The station groaned as another violent impact struck the outer hull. Sparks flew from damaged conduits, and the hum of machinery faltered. Aaron, Mira, and Holt pressed themselves against a wall near the med bay, their eyes on the armored alien. She lay there, her breathing shallow but steady, her armor dented and scratched from the constant attacks. Mira whispered, "We can't hold them off much longer. They're coming in fast." Aaron nodded, his jaw tight. "We need to be ready."
Whatever comes, we fight. That's all we have.
Holt shook his head, panic clear in his eyes. "I still say we leave her here. She's not human. We're not trained for this. It's suicide." Aaron met his gaze. "We're not leaving her. We may not be trained, but we're alive. And that's the only weapon we have." Outside, the tapping against the hull grew louder. Sparks flew as drones climbed along the walls and airlocks. Then a low, deep rumble shook the station. The lights flickered. A shadow appeared in the hall, a large figure moving fast and deliberate. Aaron's heart skipped. "That's not a drone," he said, voice low.
"That's something bigger." The alien stirred. Her visor blinked as if reading the threat.
Slowly, painfully, she lifted herself to a sitting position. Her breathing was ragged, but her eyes scanned the approaching figure. Aaron noticed a flicker of recognition in her movements. She had faced something like this before. The large figure stepped into the light. It was massive, towering over the humans. Its body was mechanical, with sharp edges and glowing red sensors. Weapons extended from its arms, humming faintly. The enemy had arrived. Holt stepped back, shaking. "We're dead," he muttered. Mira grabbed his arm. "No, we fight." We have to fight." The alien slowly stood. Pain etched across her movements, but there was determination in every step. She looked at the humans, confusion in her eyes. She had expected to face this alone, to die alone. But they were here. They had chosen to help her. The mechanical hunter advanced. Sparks flew from its heavy limbs as it moved. Its sensors swept the corridor, scanning for targets. The alien tensed. She shifted her weight, preparing to fight despite her injuries. Her armor hissed faintly, almost like it was alive. Then, with a speed that shocked the humans, she lunged. Even weakened, she struck the hunter with precision. Metal clashed. Sparks erupted. The humans ducked and dodged, helping where they could. Aaron used cables to trip the machine. Mira hurled a crate at its legs. Holt smashed a panel into its arm. Together, they created openings for the alien. She moved like a storm, striking with fists and elbows, her armor glowing faintly with every impact. The hunter staggered but did not fall. Aaron felt fear and awe at the same time. She was not just fighting for herself. She was fighting with them and for them. The hunter recovered and struck back, swinging a massive arm. Sparks flew. The humans dove aside. The alien blocked the strike with her forearm, metal clanging against metal. Pain rippled across her body, but she did not falter. Mira yelled, "We can't keep this up forever." Aaron shook his head. "We don't have to. We just have to survive until we can." The battle raged through the corridor. Sparks, smoke, and metal clashed. Every movement of the alien was precise, calculated, but it took all her strength. The hunter pressed harder, forcing them backward. Then, a sound came from her chest plate. A high-pitched signal. The tracker activated, sending a beam into space. Reinforcements would soon arrive, more than they could imagine. Mira's voice trembled. "They'll be here in minutes."
"We can't stop them all."
The alien paused for a moment, looking at the humans. "Leave?" she asked weakly. Aaron shook his head. "No. You're not leaving. We're in this together." She looked at them, eyes filled with something like understanding. She had expected to die alone. She had expected to face endless war with no help. But here were these humans, risking everything for her. The hunter roared and struck again. The alien reacted instantly, her body moving faster than Aaron thought possible. Sparks flew as metal collided. The hunter staggered. Holt, despite his fear, joined in. He swung a heavy wrench, hitting the machine's side. Mira threw a panel into its sensors. Aaron pushed a crate into its legs, tripping it. The alien used every opening, every distraction. She moved with a speed and precision that seemed impossible for someone so injured. Finally, with a powerful strike, she sent the hunter crashing into the wall. Sparks flew, metal groaned, and the machine fell silent. For a moment, there was silence. The humans stared, breathing heavily. The alien swayed on her feet, exhausted. Her visor blinked faintly. She looked at them, and for the first time, there was a glimmer of something like relief. But the station was not safe yet. The tracker had sent its signal. Somewhere far away, a massive warship would receive it. Reinforcements, far stronger and more numerous, were coming. Mira looked at Aaron. "What do we do now?" Aaron clenched his fists. "We survive. That's all we can do. We fight smart, not strong. And we protect her no matter what." The alien watched them, her visor glowing faintly. She had fought alone for so long. She had expected death, betrayal, and loneliness. But these humans, fragile and untrained, had stood with her. Outside, the hull shuddered. A deep, heavy vibration ran through the station. Something bigger than the drones, bigger than the hunter, was approaching. The alien took a deep breath, standing taller despite her injuries. She looked at Aaron, Mira, and Holt. "Together, fight," she said. Aaron nodded. "Together. No one is alone here." The station lights flickered. Sparks rained from the ceiling. The emergency red glow painted the walls. The humans and the alien stood ready. Outside, the massive threat grew closer, its shadow stretching along the hull. The station, once quiet and forgotten, was now a battlefield. And in the middle of it all, a wounded alien warrior stood, no longer alone, and 3 humans who had chosen to fight with her, knowing the danger, knowing the odds, but refusing to give up. The real war was coming. The station held its breath, and the humans held theirs. The alien watched the shadows outside and whispered, almost to herself, almost to them, "We survive together." Sparks flew, the hull groaned, and the red lights cast long, threatening shapes across the walls. The battle was far from over, but for the first time they knew they had a chance. Together, even in the darkest silence of space, even against the unstoppable machines waiting outside, they would fight. And they would survive, or die trying, but they would not leave her behind. Not now. Not ever. The station trembled again, signaling the arrival of something larger, something far deadlier. And the humans braced themselves for the next wave, their hearts pounding but their will unbroken. The alien warrior, battered and broken, stood among them, finally finding allies in the most unexpected place. The real war had only begun. The humans had no choice but to face it. And they were ready. Because they had each other. And sometimes that was enough. The station shuddered violently as the massive warship appeared in orbit, blotting out the distant stars. Its hull was enormous, dwarfing Rockfall Station, and its weapons glowed with a deadly red intensity. The humans stared at the view screen, hearts sinking. Escape was impossible. No fast ship, no weapons. Only their wits and the alien warrior at their side. Holt sank into a corner, hands over his face. "We're finished. There's no way we can survive this." Mira shook her head, determination in her eyes. "We survive by being smart. That's how humans do it." Aaron stood near the alien, watching her chest plate glow faintly. She had fought tirelessly beside them, her injury severe, but she had survived every strike so far. He knew she wanted to leave. She believed that by staying with them, she would only bring death. She looked at the humans with a weak but firm expression. "Go, Pod. Escape," she said. Aaron shook his head. "We're not leaving you. You saved us, and now we save you." Her visor blinked, a flicker of surprise crossing her face. She had fought alone for so long, expecting death at any moment. But these fragile humans had chosen to protect her. It was something she had not expected. The warship began firing at the station. Energy blasts hit the hull with bone-shaking force. Metal groaned, sparks flew, panels warped. The station trembled like a dying giant. "We need a plan," Aaron shouted over the roar. "We can't outrun them." "We can't fight them head-on, but we can make them pay." Mira's eyes lit up. "We can turn the reactor into a trap. Overload it. If we destroy the station, it could damage their ship too." Holt looked horrified. "You're talking about suicide. Maybe, but it's better than letting them kill her and us anyway." We fight smart, not strong. We set a trap. The alien warrior struggled to stand. I help fight, she said, her voice faint but determined. Her armor hissed as she moved, glowing faintly. They began preparing. Aaron checked the mining reactor. It was old, unstable, perfect for a trap. Mira gathered wires, metal panels, and explosives. Holt, though nervous, helped place charges and set timers. Every corridor, every corner, every weak point of the station was rigged. Outside, the warship hovered, massive and menacing. Its weapons scanned, searching for targets. Reinforcements were ready. Drones swarmed like insects across the hull. The humans knew time was short. Suddenly, alarms blared. Enemy troops had boarded the station. Mechanical soldiers, faster and stronger than the drones, moved through the corridors. Red lights flashed, casting eerie shadows. Aaron, Mira, Holt, and the alien prepared for the first wave. The aliens moved with incredible speed and precision, but the humans used the traps they had set to slow them down. Loose wires tripped sensors, explosives delayed their advance. Panels fell on them. Dave back. Sparks and smoke filled the air. The alien struck beside them, her fists and elbows striking with calculated precision. Despite her injuries, she moved faster than the humans could comprehend. Every move seemed to anticipate the enemy. Holt, despite fear, managed to knock a mechanical soldier into a trap. Mira tripped another. Aaron pushed a crate, sending it tumbling into the hallway. Together, they created chaos for the enemy. The station groaned under the weight of explosions and impacts. Sparks flew. Smoke filled the corridors. Red emergency lights painted the walls in harsh, flickering lines. The alien whispered almost to herself, almost to them. Move. Fast. Survive. Aaron's jaw tightened. 4. We stay together. We survive together. The enemy pressed harder, pushing through the traps. Their movements were relentless, precise. The humans realized that survival depended on distraction, cunning, and timing. Every second counted. The reactor timer was damaged during the fight. They would have to trigger it manually to set off the overload. Aaron realized someone would have to stay behind. "I'll do it," he said quietly. Mira's eyes widened. "No!" "You can't." The alien placed a hand on his shoulder. "Stay. Alive others," she said. Her visor blinked faintly, glowing with determination. Aaron nodded. "Go. Save yourselves." Mira shook her head, tears forming. "I'm not leaving you." The alien stepped forward, despite injuries. "We go together," she said. Her voice was firm, resolute. She would not let him die alone. Together they fought their way through the remaining enemy forces. Sparks, smoke, and metal clashed as the corridors erupted in chaos. The humans and the alien moved as one, each strike calculated, each movement vital. They reached the reactor core. Heat and energy radiated around them. The timer counted down. Aaron prepared to trigger the overload. The alien looked at him. "Now, jump," she said, activating a hidden device in her armor. It was a short-range jump engine, designed to carry 2 people at a time. Aaron and the alien activated the device. Energy hummed, lifting them into a blur of light. Seconds later, they appeared inside one of Mira's small escape ships. Just as the reactor exploded, the station erupted behind them. Flames and metal debris flew into space. The explosion rocked the warship, forcing it to retreat. Mira cheered, tears streaming down her face. Holt sat stunned, breathing heavily. The alien looked at Aaron. visor glowing faintly.
Why help me? She asked simply.
Aaron shrugged. You fell on our floor. That makes you our problem. The alien almost smiled. For the first time, she was not alone. She had allies, humans who had risked everything for her. The small ship drifted toward human space. The stars stretched ahead, quiet and endless. The alien watched them, breathing slowly, finally, at peace. Humans were small, weak,
Under-equipped, but they protected strangers.
and that made them dangerous, even in the darkest corners of space, even against the strongest enemies. The human spirit survived, and sometimes that was enough. The war was not over, but for now, they had won. For now, they were alive, and together, nothing could break them. The small escape ship drifted through the silent expanse of space, carrying Aaron and the alien warrior away from the destroyed station. The hull groaned faintly under the strain of the jump engine, and the soft hum of the controls filled the cabin. Both were quiet, exhausted, and breathing heavily. The alien's armor still glowed faintly, and every movement sent a shiver of energy through her body. Aaron glanced at her. She looked different now, no longer a lone soldier running from death, but someone who had found unexpected allies. You okay? He asked simply. She shook her head slowly. Tired, but alive. Thanks.
Humans, she said, her voice rough but sincere.
Aaron nodded. You saved me too, in a way. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly. The darkness of space felt deeper than ever after the battle. For the first time, both of them could breathe without the immediate threat of drones, mechanical soldiers, or massive warships, but the sense of unease lingered. They were not safe yet. Days passed as they drifted toward human space. Aaron piloted the ship while the alien remained still, recovering from her injuries. Mira's small ship was behind them, following at a distance. Holt stayed near the communications panel, trying to contact anyone who might help them, though the interference from the destroyed warship still blocked long-range signals. During the journey, the alien spoke softly, breaking the silence. Why? Help me? Not your fight. Not your war. Aaron shrugged, keeping his eyes on the stars. You fell on our floor. That makes you our problem. Humans help each other. That's what we do. She looked at him, her visor reflecting the distant starlight. No one like this? Before? Alone. Always. You have us now. For the first time, she seemed to relax. Her armor's glow softened, and she sank slightly into the seat. It was strange to see someone who had survived countless battles finally allow themselves to rest. The silence of space was broken only by the hum of the engines and the occasional creak of the ship's hull. Aaron thought about the station, the drones, and the massive warship they had escaped. So much destruction. So many lives lost, yet somehow they had survived. Against all odds, the alien shifted, speaking again. Weak, yet dangerous. Aaron laughed softly. Weak? Sure. But dangerous? Only when we protect each other. That's our strength. She considered his words, her visor blinking slowly. Strange. Little species fight survive, even when. Aaron smiled. That's humans. They drifted closer to human space. The familiar constellation of stars looked comforting now. The alien warrior, for the first time in years, did not feel hunted. She did not feel alone. Suddenly, a faint signal appeared on the sensors. Mira's ship. Relief filled Aaron's chest as he activated a secure channel. "Mira, we're coming in for docking," he said. A reply crackled through. "We see you. Get ready, we'll link up." The ships connected, and Mira's crew helped secure the alien warrior safely inside. She looked around the small human vessel, unaccustomed to such kindness and cooperation. Her visor reflected the dim lights of the cabin. Holt approached her carefully, his usual gruffness softened.
"You're safe now. No drones."
No warships, just humans. She nodded slowly. "Safe, for now, thanks." Days passed as they traveled together. The alien warrior remained quiet, observing, recovering, and slowly trusting. Aaron spent time checking the ship's systems and speaking softly to her. They shared stories of survival, loss, and unexpected courage. Every word, every gesture slowly built a bridge between them. The war was not over, far from it. The destroyed warship's signal might alert others. But for the first time, the alien understood something new. Humans were not just small, fragile creatures. They could endure, protect, and fight in ways that machines and larger armies could not predict. One evening, as the stars stretched endlessly outside the viewport, the alien turned to Aaron. "You stay with me, even risk." "All?" He looked at her, straightforward and simple. "We fight for those who need help." "You're one of them now." She almost smiled beneath the helmet. "Never thought this possible. For hours, they drifted in silence, the hum of the engines a constant reminder that they were alive. The alien's armor cooled, her breathing steady. She had survived countless battles, but none like this. None where she had allies, none where someone had chosen to protect her without expecting anything in return. Aaron leaned back in his seat. "We're heading to a human colony. You'll be safe there, at least for now." She looked at the stars, her visor reflecting their light. Safe, strange word, but yes, for first time feel safe. The ship moved steadily forward. Space stretched endlessly, but for the first time, the alien warrior felt something she had never felt before: companionship, trust, a fragile hope that life could be more than battle and survival. Mira joined them for a moment, handing them both a small meal. "You've been through hell," she said softly, "but we made it. All of us. Together." The alien looked at the humans around her, observing their small gestures of care. She had fought alone for so long, relying only on her strength. Now she saw the power of connection, of shared survival. The ship continued toward human space. Stars streaked past in the slow drift. The alien warrior spoke again, her voice quiet but steady. "Why? Humans protect stranger?" Aaron shrugged, smiling slightly. "It's who we are. Small, weak, but stubborn. And sometimes, stubbornness is enough to survive." She considered his words, a faint warmth in her chest plate, where the implant glowed softly. Strange world, humans, yet. Hope days turned into weeks. The alien warrior recovered fully, though her armor still bore scratches and dents from the battles. She trained with the humans, learning not just about their technology, but about their ways of thinking, their resilience. Aaron, Mira, and Holt became more than allies. They became friends, companions in a universe that had been so hostile. The alien realized that she was no longer defined by war or survival alone. She was part of something larger, a small family of humans who had chosen to stand with her. One night, as the ship glided past a distant planet, she turned to Aaron. "Why help me when all danger?" He looked at her simply. "You fell on our flaw. That makes you our problem. Humans protect those in need, even strangers. That's how we survive." She nodded, almost smiling. Her visor reflected the distant light of the stars. For the first time, she did not feel hunted, weak, or alone. She felt part of something. The small ship continued toward human space, a fragile vessel carrying unlikely allies. The stars stretched ahead, silent and infinite. Humans were small, weak, and fragile, but they endured. They protected those who could not protect themselves, and sometimes that was enough to survive even the darkest corners of space. The alien warrior, once alone, once hunted, now drifted with them. For the first time, she understood trust. She understood hope. She understood that even the smallest beings could be dangerous when they chose to protect each other. And in that vast, silent expanse of stars, the alien warrior finally felt something she had never felt before. Not alone, not hunted, but alive. The universe was wide, and dangers would come again. But for now, she had allies. She had humans who had risked everything for her. And that was enough. Together, they would face whatever came next. Together, they would survive. And together, they would endure. Because even the smallest, weakest beings could change the course of the universe. And sometimes, that was all it took to be dangerous. The alien warrior looked at Aaron, Mira, and Holt, her visor glowing softly. She was no longer alone. She had found something far more powerful than any weapon. She had found trust, friendship, and hope, and in the quiet of space that made her stronger than any enemy she had ever faced. The journey was far from over, but for the first time in a long time, she was ready. Not alone, not afraid. Alive and determined. Together,